All right, so here we are, Friday night in the garage. So typical, but anyway, this is my project 748. Well, it wasn't meant to be a project, but sort of escalated into the project. Basically, needed the belts doing, and yeah, I did a lot more. um, so yeah, everything was dirty on it. Everything was rusty a bit. Just kind of one of those bikes that got used in the wet and left outside. Doesn't actually have that bad of mileage. It's still, under 20,000, just over 19. So, it looked a lot worse for wear than what it should have really. But I think it's just one of those bikes that just got ridden in the wet and put away wet and just kind of looked a bit dirty. Like I'd look down here when I'm riding, and all these bolts would be rusty, and it just wasn't very nice. Kind of got the best of me. So anyway, it needed the belts doing because who knows when they were last changed. And I did notice it was leaking oil pretty good out the rear there, pooling up, puddling up, and dripping on the ground. And I kind of used that as an excuse to just take everything apart. And so sent the hardware out to be zinc plated. The frame was a gold frame bike, but I tried painting it red myself. I couldn't get the adhesion to a level I was happy with. So I used a really talented person. He did a beautiful job on the frame. It's nice and glossy, as you can tell, which is what I wanted. It's the traffic red, which the wheels were already powder coated traffic red because somebody made it look like the Senna bike. Guessing they did it after they dropped the bike. I don't think they crashed it. I think it was just probably dropped on the side, maybe sitting still, whatnot. The kickstands are notoriously short and easy to drop if it's on a hill or not perfect ground. So I think it just probably fell over. I don't think it was crashed per se on the road. That would be my guess. And it's just because things like the handlebar was a little bit bent, not much, but just just a fraction, and so I had to swap those just to get it right. But things to look for is if it's been welded around there, and it hasn't been. So I think it's just literally, how old is this thing now? 30 years or something, 27. So just age, someone's dropped it. Pretty common. Another way I could tell is there's just like a little scrape. It didn't have, genuine fairings, or if they were, they're cracked up, so wasn't too worried about them. It definitely had an aftermarket seat unit and everything, so just kind of able to do what I want with it really, because it wasn't in a collectible state. So this is where I'm at. It's I know, a hideous gold, but couldn't help myself. I didn't rebuild the whole engine or anything, so it just really, my goal was to clean it up, do the gasket so it's not leaking oil, do the belts, had the valves done, so get it so it functionally good, and clean everything up so I could have some fun with it, do what I want. I will say this battery is it's pretty amazing to me because this battery weighs nothing. It's a lithium-ion battery, and yeah, it's just you know, it's so light. The only thing I find I have trouble with is if it goes completely dead, and I got the charger, the brand charger to go with it over here. Because when this battery goes completely dead, the charger doesn't recognize the battery. So you don't want to let them go dead, really. And if it does, I've had it where that battery has some sort of alarm that just keeps going off, and it won't take a charge. And worst case scenario, I just kind of gave it a little bit of a jump with the old-fashioned charger. That's not a smart charger. Probably shouldn't do that, but anyway, this is a prime YouTube advice. But anyway, after I did that for just a minute, get it to recognize the proper charger. Yeah, so beautiful bike. One of my favorite designs. I'm not really a professional rider to justify a 30,000 pound motorbike. Well, I say that, and yeah, I do have a nice Envy, but you know, didn't spend that on it because it was used, and you know, I wanted something that was something I could use and not have to worry about. That's why I just got kind of a dirty one for, you know, you're looking at like high $2-3 grand range, or you were back then. They seem to kind of fluctuate in value. It might have gone up a little bit now, but I think that you spend, you know, three grand, let's say, on one of these. I mean, just taking it out, it doesn't get much better on the road, you know, for just kind of period classic nice day, go to the coffee shop, you know, maybe go to work in it or something on it. But you know, there's just the enjoyment levels up there. It makes the right noises, and it's got the looks. It's got enough power for the road, you know. Yeah, I just, yeah, it just boggles my mind that you could get something like this to enjoy for the money, because you know, you have trouble finding good scooters for that price, you know, and this is really a piece of artwork. Just, you know, as much fun as anything on a nice day. And I love this 90s kind of neon green dial. I think that's just so cool. You know, it's just, you know, got a lot of history, you know, Carl, and championships, and you know, it was just such a cool bike. And I you know, if the 916 were the same money, I would have got a 916, but I don't really, if you're not collecting it and you just want something to ride, I think the 748's a good way to go, you know. If, you know, I didn't get this one to collect and speculate on values, but you know, I understand people who want to do that. From when I speak with the mechanic that I work with sometimes, or use, he has a lot of R versions in, but he says the R's aren't really set up for just kind of riding around, you know. They're more aggressive on the fuel. It's just I don't know, something about this one, it's just a nice bike I could use and not have to worry about as much. A little bit, you know, people say it's a little, I haven't ridden a 916, but from what I hear, people say it's a bit revier. And yeah, I don't know, you could engine swap these. I've heard some people using different pistons in them to make them 8.5 something cc. Yeah, there's just you know, there's a lot you could do with it, but I'm happy with just getting out and using it this summer, and yeah, enjoying it. So still going back together. Obviously there's some things incomplete. I was just working on the so cool when it's lit up. I was just working on the connecting the things like the turn signals, and I will say when you do this, there's bullet connectors, and I put tape with a number on each side when I disconnected it all, and that really helps me putting it back together. I didn't have to sit there guessing which one was which. So if you do take that apart, I recommend just using some tape, and I just numbered 1 to 1, 2 to 2. This license plate light, somebody's hacked this, chopped it. I think it's because they swapped the holder, and it has a neon looking license plate light. So tomorrow when I go out and get some bullet connectors and connect that wiring up better, because I think it was just kind of like duct tape together, electrical tape, but I'm gonna get some bullet connectors for these and make it like all the ones are. Yeah, so this is the bike, you know, ECU, carburetors, you know, it's a pretty simple bike. Few lines with the quick connectors, really nice. Yeah, just a beautiful bike. Still a bit to do to get it back together, but you know, the fairings just have these Dew's fasteners, so it's super quick to take it apart. It's just going back together because I let it sit so long, just trying to remember where everything goes. This anodized stuff, you know, I'm trying to take that off and maybe at least get black or something. Someone win a bit eBay on this bike, eBay special. You know, like that's a bit anodized. I don't know if it looks quite right for what I want, but eventually I'll probably do some sort of anodized black, if not just OEM. The clutch plate as well is a bit, I don't know about the red, but I'll just use it for a bit once I get it together this season, and next winter I could get a bit nitpicky on see where my budget's at, and see if I could get a bit nitpicky on kind of final touches, but at least it's clean. I mean, the carburetors I haven't really cleaned up. They generally don't get that dirty, but yeah, it looks a lot better than it did, so I'll give myself a pat on the back for that at least. Yeah, there's things I'd like to play around with. Oh, what was it? The rear shock. Somebody had one that was called like Nitro. Came to the shop that I used when I was there one day, and he said it made a huge difference in the riding.